Good morning, students. In earlier class, we discussed about the voltage drop and power loss calculations in the three-phase balanced lines, and also the manual methods of solution for radial networks. So today's class, we are going to be discuss the causes for low power factor. So before going to that, what is the power factor? How it is to be defined? And what are the various causes for the power factor? So as per the general definition of the power factor is defined as the ratio of real power to apparent power, or the cosine angle between voltage and current in the AC circuit. It is denoted as cos phi. Yes, so it is a cosine angle between voltage and current. Otherwise, it is the ratio of real power to apparent power. The angle between voltage and current is negative. The cosine of the angle is called the lagging power factor. The angle between voltage and current is negative. The cosine of the angle is called the lagging power factor. Similarly, the angle between voltage and current is positive. It is called leading power factor. The angle between voltage and current is positive. It is called leading power factor. So let us see what are the general causes for low power factor. So power factor is unity is the maximum power factor, low in the sense 0. So in between this, various load appliances has various ranges of power factor. So let us see what are the generalized causes for the low power factor. Yes, the induction motor work at a low lagging power factor at light loads and improved power factor with increased loads. So induction motors, almost half of the load shared by the induction motors in any manner, in the form of a ceiling fans, in the form of a motors or pump sets used for pumping the water. So almost in the total load, induction motors occupies half of the load. So therefore, induction motors works at low lagging power factor at light loads and improved power factor with increased loads. So this is the induction motor is the one of the cause for low power factor. And similarly, the transformers have lagging power factor because they draw magnetizing current. Yes, so the basic causes for the power factor low in the sense where the magnetizing current is to be generated, mutual flux are to be generated. Such type of phenomena are drawing the magnetizing current. So those current is lagging with the voltage. So this is the one of the cause for the low power factor. Miscellaneous equipments like arc lamps, electric discharge lamps, welding equipment, etc. operates at low power factor, where the induction principle and induction windings are there. In all the cases, the power factor is very low. And the industrial heating furnaces at a low lagging power factor. Industrial heating furnaces operated at very low lagging power factor. And in addition to all this, the generalized load variation is also one of the major cause for recording the low power factor. So how you can justify this? Load variation in the sense the magnitude of current changes. So current and power factor are inversely proportional to each other. So therefore, load variation on the power system also causes low power factor. So these all are the various reasons for the low power factor recorded in the distribution system. So distribution system in the sense the power is utilized for so many appliances, and some of the appliances has recorded low power factor, resulting the system power factor is to be low. So the causes for low power factor is known, and what is the drawbacks of low power factor? Yes. So let us discuss about the disadvantages of low power factor. So how the low power factor impacts the transmission lines, transformers, everything in the power system. Yes. So a given load, with voltage, line voltage VL and power factor cos pi, the load current is given by, generally power is equal to P is equal to VL cos pi, and IL is equal to P by VL cos pi. That means that cos pi is inversely proportional to the current. So as the power factor is low, the load current is high. This may be increases the losses everything. Suppose if power factor is high, the load current may be decreases and the losses everything is to be in control. So the power factor is low. The power factor is low. The load current will be higher. This leads to the following effects. Yes. So what are that effects? So the first one is effect on transmission lines. Effect on transmission lines. So transmission lines occupies majority of the portion in the power transfer from generating station to the up to the consumer point. So due to the low power factor, the lines are to be suffered. So therefore, high losses will be appear. So to avoid this problem, what can you do? You have to increase the power factor is the better option for us. Yes. So how the transmission lines are affected due to the low power factor? For a fixed active power to be transmitted over the line, lower the power factor, load current carried is higher as per this relation. Yes, lower the power factor, load current carried is higher. Since the current density is fixed, the cross-sectional area of the conductor is to be increased in order to carry large current. This results in an increased volume of the conductor material, which in turn increases the capital cost of the transmission. Line losses causes reduction in efficiency and voltage regulation. So very good point here. So as the power factor is low, the load current carried by is higher. So for carrying the higher current, because of the current density is fixed, the cross-sectional area of the conductor is to be increased in order to carry increased current. But this results in the volume of the conductor is also increased. So which in turn increases the capital cost of the transmission. Line losses causes reduction in efficiency and voltage regulation. So this is the way the low power factor is impact on the transmission lines. And similarly, effect on transformers. So real power, what is the real power? P is equal to VI cos pi. Cos pi is low in the sense real power is low. Yes. So reduction in the power factor causes a reduction in the kilowatt capacity of the transformer. Yes. So kilowatt capacity is reduced in the sense obviously the kVA is also reduced. Yes. So kilowatt real power, the unit of real power is kilowatt. So therefore, as the kilowatt power is reduced, automatically the kVA of the transformer is also reduced. Therefore, low power factor will affect the operation of the transformers. And similarly, effect on various equipments. Effects on various equipments. So various power system may having a bulk components to function smoothly. So how almost all the switch gear and bus bar. See the switch gear and bus bar. Higher the contact surface area of the switch gear is required because of the current density is increases due to the low power factor. And similarly, generators, prime movers, and existing power system. So causes overloading. Overloading in the sense, so heavily heated, resulting the lifespan of the equipment is to be reduced drastically, and it goes to repair as soon as possible. So these are the generalized impact in the power system due to the power factor recorded as a low. Yes. So suppose if you increase the power factor, what are the advantages for us? If you increase the power factor, what are the advantages? Yes. So advantages of power factor improvement. Advantages of power factor improvement. The power factor is low. The power factor is low. Then the cost per unit supply to the consumers of generation, transmission, and distribution increases. The power factor is low. The cost per unit supply to the consumers of generation, transmission, and distribution increases. So therefore, maintaining higher power factor close to unity is always advantageous for both consumers as well as the suppliers. And also, what are the various advantages? The following are the advantages of power factor improvement. The first one, the kilowatt capacity of the prime mover is better utilized due to the increased reactive power. So cos phi is increasing in the sense VI cos phi is also increases. So kilowatt capacity of the alternators, transformers, and lines are increased. Next, the efficiency of the system is increased. The cost per unit decreases. The voltage regulation of the lines is improved. Power losses in the system are reduced due to reduction in the load current. KVA demand changes for large consumers undergoes reduction. Investment on generators, transformers, transmission lines, and distributors per kilowatt of the load supplied is reduced. So you see here, the power factor and load current are inversely proportional to each other. The power factor is to be maintained close to unity. So obviously the load current is to be reduces. This reduced current increases the kilowatt capacity of the system. So kilowatt capacity is to be increased, automatically KVA is increased, and efficiency of the system increases, losses reduces, voltage regulation improves, the cost per unit decreases. So almost investment on generators, transformers, transmission lines, and distributors per kilowatt of the load supplied is also reduced. So see here, what are the various causes for low power factors and what are the disadvantages of the power factor? What are the disadvantages if the power factor is low? And if you improve the power factor to unity, what are the advantages? So these are the drawbacks as well as the advantages of a power factor improvement. So let us go for the next one, which is the methods of improving power factor. Methods of improving power factor. So generally, there are different methods of improving the power factor. Those are static capacitors. This is the first case. Synchronous condensers, second case. Phase advancer, this is the third case. Yes. So static capacitors, synchronous condensers, phase advancers. So these all are the different kind of techniques to improve the power factor. So let us start from the static capacitors onwards. Let's see here, what is the static capacitor? Yes. So this is a single line diagram without and with shunt compensation. So a line having a phase and neutral with a source voltage of Vs, and this is the sending end current Is, R plus JXL. This is the impedance of the line, and this is the source current, and this is the load current, and this is the load side voltage. This distance may be hardly 30, 25 or whatever may be the in terms of kilometers, 30 kilometers or 25 kilometers, and through load with lagging power factor. Obviously, the loads on the consumer side with lagging power factors only. So this is the existing system without any shunt or static capacitor. Static capacitor in the sense capacitor without any rotational part is known as the static capacitors. Yes, and this is the connection single line diagram of the circuit without any capacitor. So at that time the power factor is lagging. So to enhance this power factor towards the unity, what can you do in the sense? We are connecting a capacitor across the load. Yes. So if you connect the capacitor across the load, this is the Vs bar, IR bar, IL bar, R, JXL, this is the S bar or IL bar, and IC, some amount of the current is to be diverted through capacitor, and VR dash, IR, and load current. So here the capacitor is to be connected across the load to enhance the load lagging power factor towards the unity. This is the major aim behind the capacitor is connected across is static capacitor. Static capacitors are connected across the mains at the load end. Mains in the sense phase conductor as well as neutral conductor. So across the main set, the load is, so similarly the phasor diagrams also see here, all the AC quantities are vector sum. The vectors, it has a magnitude as well as phase angle. So you see here, so without condenser, without capacitor, the receiving end voltage, and this is the drop of the resistive drop in the impedance, and this is the reactive drop in the impedance is, so the summation of receiving end voltage plus the total drop will have a sending end voltage, and this is the theta L lagging power factor, and this is the delta or angle between the sending end as well as receiving end voltage. So if you connect a capacitor, this is the without any capacitor phasor diagram. If you connect a capacitor here, capacitor draws a lagging current. Capacitor draws a current IC, capacitor current. So which is, suppose if it is a pure capacitor, the current is exactly leads by 90 degrees with the voltage. So that is the reason it is to be indicated exactly perpendicular to the voltage. And it is a capacitor current is leading in nature, and this current is lagging in nature. So the resultant current is the, according to the parallelogram principle, you can draw the resultant current. See, this is the original IL. So this current has to be changed. Yes. So this current has to be changed from IL to IR to IR dash. So therefore the angle between the voltage and current has to be reduced here due to the counteract with the lagging up. So leading current will neutralize the lagging current and brings the current magnitude towards the unity. This is the concept there. And remaining, see the losses, the resistive drop. See how the resistive drop here, how the resistive drop is almost right. Yes, and reactive drop, and this is the receiving end voltage. Yes, so phasor diagram for without and with capacitive shunt compensation. So if you take a circuit and analyzing without any capacitor, what is the phasor diagram? And if you connect a capacitor across the load and analyze the phasor diagram, and what is the phasor diagram, how the angle between voltage and current reduces. So IL is a lagging current. Due to the capacitive current leading, these two will be neutralized each other, and the resultant current comes towards the unity. This is the main ideology is. So what we discussed so far? This supplies a reactive component of the current to reduce the out of phase component current required by an inductive load. That is, it modifies the characteristics of an inductive load by drawing a leading current which counteracts or opposes the lagging component of the inductive current at the point of installation. For example, original current is lagging current, and the capacitor drawn current is leading current. So according to the parallelogram principle, the resultant current is comes towards the unity, Therefore, the angle between voltage and current is reduces, in the sense, obviously the power factor has to be increases. Is so therefore volt ampere reactive transmitted over the line is reduced. Volt ampere reactive, this is the reactive power over the line is reduced, and voltage across the load is maintained within the specified limits. Anna, yes.